talk about Muslim thing actually because I'm a hijabi. Actually, it's such a concern for me to go to Paris because we know that Paris is famous with its Islamophobia, right? And actually, when I went there, there's none of those experience that I've got. Even I've got like lots of compliment because of my hijab. Like
What?
every time I walk down the street, most of people say, "MashaAllah, is that hijab? Are you Muslim?" Yeah, they just like ask me like all of a sudden. Even the most shocking moment is that when I just walk down the road like in front of people, and then there's a man say like, "Oh my God, are you Muslim?" Yeah, and then he just like, "Asyhadu alla ilaha illallah," and I'm like,
Oh,
"Wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah." Oh my God, MashaAllah, you're literally a Muslim. Oh my God, yeah,
wow.
that's beautiful.
Wow, it's really interesting, especially you pray in the park, like at that time. Like, how was that? How was that experience the first time?
So when I pray, my friend will like look around because pickpocket is everywhere. It's literally everywhere, and you need to be aware of that.
So, do you have any advice or tips for those who want to join like students exchange program?
Yeah. The first thing that
Everyone, welcome, Irandom listeners to Random Talk. And again, welcome back. And this podcast isn't just about random talks, but it's about making you thinking and inspiring you as well. My name is Ira, and we'll back again in this podcast. We'll talk about a lot of topics, self-improvement, English, and so much more, with some amazing guests along the way. So let's get started. Like, okay, first of all, everyone, have you ever wondered what it's like to study abroad in a city like Paris? Well, today we have amazing guests, someone who have lived that dream. And I'm super excited to welcome Alfi Nadifa. Actually, maybe like a little bit background about her. So she's an English education student who just came back from a student exchange program in Paris. On top of that, she's actively involved in campus organization, competition, and Alfie has an incredible journey to share with us today. So I can't wait for you to hear it. Thank you, Alfie, for joining us today. Hi.
hello, Iran. Nice to meet you again.
How is life? How are you today?
Well, today it's kind of like amazing, yeah. But yeah, I can say that it is so far so good.
Yes, yes. By the way, like just so you know, everyone, Miss Alpha and I actually we got to know each other because we're both tutors, like at the same course, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
how long did we know each other? Like maybe 2 years? Is it 2 years?
Uh, yeah, actually, I joined the course for like 2 years, but I think we barely know each other at that time, and then we intensely get along after like a year, I guess, when we become interviewer, I guess. Yeah, so it's like a
Yeah.
year, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
And we never met before. It's all online.
Yeah, we just catch like the same vibe when we're doing interview together. It's like, oh, okay, Miss Alvin really chill person. Like even though we've not really like having like really personal conversation, right? So we're just like about working, like just like that. And we've been used to calling each other's name like by Miss Coach, right? So it's
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
strange today. We're calling our name like Ira and Alfie, right? And anyway,
Yeah.
like, are you on holiday right now, Miss Alfie? Alfie, are you on
Yes.
holiday?
Yes, I am. I'm in a holiday right now.
Okay, like since when? Is it like just started? Since when is on holiday?
Yeah, well, actually, like on this holiday, I plan like nothing. Like, like I'm doing nothing actually, like literally nothing because I just came back from Paris and then I also have my proposal seminar. So I think it's time to take a break and enjoy my life. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Just for your information, just like Miss Alfie just back from Paris, right? It's like for students exchange program. So that's the things that really interesting for today. We'll talk about it further. So I think first thing I want to know about like how did you get a chance to join the students exchange program in Paris, Miss Alfie? Maybe the listener are curious about it as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Ira, for the question. So actually, about the student exchange, well, in my campus, well, I am a student of UIN Malang, or maybe you know it as Maulana Malik Ibrahim university. It's located in Malam, and it's basically Islamic university. So we're Kemenak based, so based on the Ministry of Islamic thingy, not Kemendikbud, you know it. So yeah, it's kind of different. We have like different program there. So in my own campus, we have this kind of program named Student Exchange, and my program is the second year actually, because before I went to Paris, I actually want to join the student exchange because the last time my senior went to Turkey.
Wow.
So that's my motivation actually, because Turkey is my dream country to go. But then Alhamdulillah, qadarullah, I don't know why. I went to Paris this year. So
Wow.
it's kind of like exciting actually. Well, I can say that I'm lucky enough to go there actually. And my motto back then is always like do it or regret it. So I just join anything that I could join. So I just randomly actually join it, and then just like, yeah, we go or not, at least I already tried to enroll that kind of program. But then, well, who knows that I've become the only one student from my major to go there.
You're the
So
one of?
yeah.
Are you the one of?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
because
exciting.
Win choose like one person from each major, and I become one and only
Wow.
from my own major.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How was the journey of getting that, that change to to go to Paris? Of course, so many people are as well, right? Want to join, and it's
Yeah.
so super
Yeah.
competitive. Like, how did you prepare yourself at that time?
Well, actually, that's an interesting story because at that time I'm also doing AM. AM is stands for asistensi mengajar. Well, basically, maybe in Indonesia we know it as PPL, yeah. And
Oh,
then I'm not at home at that time, so I have to go like far from my home, and then I need to take care of that registration thingy to my campus. So like that's a lot of sacrifices actually that I made, and then I need to take TOEFL tests, and then I also need to take like medicine checkup and etc. But yeah, I just do it. Well, I barely remember it because I just like I'm doing it and that's all. like okay, let's just do it and just that, and it just
oh,
happened.
it just happened. And did
It
you,
just happened.
is it like one of your plan before that? Is it one of your plan like far away from your, maybe the first time you know that the program, like, did you have that intention deep down, like, oh, I want to join that program after, if it's open?
Yeah, actually, yeah, but I actually don't. Yeah, like don't. I'm not expecting anything from it. Like
Oh,
at
okay.
least I already joined that, but not like not ambitiously. Oh, I have to. I have to go there. I have to pass this task and the others. No, I have like no zero expectation. Even more like my fellow major friends, even like a junior are also amazing. I mean like even I can say more amazing than me. I mean, like their experience and then their capability and so on and so forth. But yeah, and the most challenging thing is actually is the Arabic test because I couldn't do that actually.
Oh, wow, there is an Arabic test.
Yeah, because it is UIN, so it's kind of like complicated to understand like why there's Arabic, but I think it is actually important because last year they sent us to Turkey, right? So I think it's kind of like reasonable why they have like this kind of check because they don't actually tell us about Paris. They just say that today we're going to send those students to go to Europe,
Oh,
just
Europe.
like that.
Just give the hint, like Europe.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah, like just Europe. So we don't have any expectation about it. As long as we get it, then we're good.
Okay. Then what made you interested in this program, like the exchange students?
Well, if you ask me about that, well, actually, my biggest dream is went abroad. When even though I already got the chance last year because I went to Malaysia for volunteer, but actually going to Europe is my biggest dream because like it's amazing things to know, right? And then as an English education student, of course, who doesn't want to practice their English like there, right? I mean, it's
That
everyone's dream, yeah, especially like English education students' dream. So that's my dream since the beginning, and I want to gain those experiences. It's actually on my wish list, but I never expect that I actually went there. So yeah, I mean, like, why not? Just
Yeah.
like, why not? Let's do it.
Wow, that's really incredible journey. I mean that from the very first time you don't really have put a lot of expectation on it, but you just tried your best as much as you can, and it's really incredible. And yeah, and then you can make it. You made it, and that's really amazing. So like talking about Paris, of course, like this is one of the romantic, wait, what is it like city in the world? People say like that, right? How did you feel when the first time you arrived in Paris? Was there anything like that kind of surprised you at that time?
Well, the first time I arrived, like, I still don't believe it, actually. It felt unreal, like super unreal, like, oh my God, I'm here? Like, seriously? Like that. And then, this is like, okay, the most shocked moment, actually, because as soon as we arrived from the airport, and then, our driver, our bus driver said that, okay, let's go to Eiffel. Like, oh my God, we just touched down. We still don't even know where's the hotel and the others, but then he just said, let's go to the Eiffel. And then my outfit is just super airport. It's not proper at all. How can we go to Eiffel without proper outfits? But then we just like, well, okay, at least we know what how Eiffel look like, and it's just so amazing to see Eiffel in close. And then it's endearing, to be honest. Paris is endearing. I mean, maybe all people say that Paris is not that beautiful. I mean, they're dirty and stuff, and maybe like smelly. Most of people say that, but I didn't actually felt that. I don't know, because is it because it is winter at that time? I don't
Oh
know, but
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't smell anything, and I think it's just super beautiful. And I arrive, and then I see April is like, oh my God, this is so incredible. It's just that, and it's unbelievable, endearing, charming. Yeah.
Wow, that's really amazing. What about activities like? Cause like you're doing exchange students, right? What is an activities that you probably enjoy the most as a students in Paris at that time?
Okay. Okay. Well, for disclaimer first, yeah, everyone, because my student exchange is not like a long time, but it's only like it's a short course, I can say. It's a short course because we only have like 2 weeks there. So we went to Siongspo. Siongspo is like SCIENCEPO. Well, actually, we maybe as an English education we say it as Science Pool, but it turns out they spell it as like Siongspo. And in Siongspo there we study about academic writing, actually, because we came from like a different background major, so we study the same course at that time, and it is an academic writing course. So we actually learn about how like journal, and we also have an output. So as soon as we arrive in Indonesia, we need to submit our article journal to at least Sinta 2 to
Wow.
Scopus, So yeah, we have that chance. That's why we learn more about it, like the difference between how to write in Paris and here. And yeah, we just learned about it during that course. And oh yeah, we also have like this cultural performance. I think that's the most amazing activity that I've got, because I have like an advantage as an English education major, because I become the master of ceremony and also like the narrator when I perform a cultural performance on behalf of Indonesia. And I think it's amazing
Wow.
because like, oh yeah, they say like, oh yeah, you can, your English is good, and I kind of like surprised for that. I mean, am I? and then and then they just said like the KBRI just said like, yeah, I think you're the one who should do this. And I'm like, oh my God, is it real? Yeah. And I did it like in front of lots of Kadubas and the others. So it's kind of like amazing experience, actually.
Wow, okay, that's really incredible. Even it's only short course, right? Only 2 weeks, but you've gained so many experience, right? What is
Yeah.
the most memorable after you come back from Paris and then you stayed you come back to Milan, right? And what is the memorable and you've never forgot that moment in Paris?
A moment. Should we talk about the academic or non-academic one?
You can choose which one.
Okay. Well, actually, maybe it will be like to Islamic. Is it okay?
That's
But I
okay.
want to talk about Muslim thing here, actually, because I'm a hijabi. Actually, it's such a concern for me to go to Paris, because we know that Paris is famous with its Islamophobia, right?
Mm.
And Actually, when I went there, there's none of those experience that I've got. Even I've got like lots of compliment because of my hijab.
What?
Like every time I walk down the street, most of people say, "MashaAllah, is that hijab? Are you Muslim?" Yeah, they just like ask me like all of a sudden. Even the most shocking moment is that when I just walk down the road like in front of April, and then there's a man say like, "Oh my God, are you Muslim?" Yeah, and then he just like asyhadu alla ilaha illallah, and it's like
Oh,
wa asyhadu anna muhammadar rasulullah. Oh my God, mashallah, you're literally a Muslim. Yeah. Oh my God,
wow.
that's beautiful. Yeah, nice to meet you. It's just that. And I don't know what is going on, but okay. And then I also have like one moment that I will never forget. So okay, so actually it's such an interesting story because well maybe it will sound too Islamic. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so actually it's about my hijab, yeah, of course. When I want to go to Paris, before that I kind of aware of my hijab because I kind of afraid like will they okay with my hijab, especially we've come from like Islamic university literally. But somehow it's just like nothing happened. There's no Islamophobia at all. Like even
Stare?
they
Like
often
stare? Staring?
no, there's no stare. Like literally no stare at all. They just like compliment my hijab out of nowhere. Like when I went to like metro and then when I just like walk down the street, they sometimes most of them is like, "Oh my God, are you Muslim?" And then yeah, "Oh my God, your hijab is beautiful." And oh, thank you. And then and etc. And it's just that. And I think one of the story that I will never forget is when I pray in the park because at that time I just pray and then suddenly there's a man who like put this kind of bag in front of me. And I at first I thought he want to like pickpocketing me or anything, or like take my food or anything. But no, but after I've done praying and then he said, "Oh yeah, because you're praying, so I put this back in front of you so that there's no one pass by like that." And
Ah,
it's so heartwarming, right? It's so heartwarming. And then he said like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing. You still pray like in the middle of this thing." Just that. And I was like, "Oh my God, good to know that." I mean, like there are lots of good people. And then for the halal food as well, sometimes when I went to like supermarket, most of the staff always like warn me about, "Oh no, miss, it's haram. Like you
what?
cannot buy this chocolate." Yeah. Someone said that, and then they was like, "Don't buy this one. I think you need to buy this one because it contains alcohol." Like that. So they literally warned us, and no, even in my hotel because I live in a hotel, they also said like, "No, today's breakfast is haram. You may switch it with the eggs. We have eggs for you or the others because this one is bacon or anything." So they already know about it actually. And it's kind of surprising because they already know like what is haram and what is halal. So yeah, it's not that hard actually.
Yeah. What is my expectation actually? Like, cause like people like on social media, like they're talking about how Paris is like one of like the most country like really what is it like they're quite Islamophobia like they're when you go there and they're like kind of staring weirdly at you, but it's actually no happen like that, right? Resolving.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's more like if we don't do anything, they will never care about us. Like they won't care. But if we like catch their attention, so maybe like my hijab is like stunning and they maybe stare, but not that weird stare. Just stare like, "Oh, okay." Just that. Because there are a lot of Muslim too. Like around the Eiffel, I found like at least like five hijabi along the way. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, there's like still a lot of Muslim there. So yeah, even when we met each other, like the other hijabi person, they will greet us like "Assalamualaikum, sister," like that, just like
Wow.
randomly, randomly, randomly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I think. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because maybe like they wow, wow, I have my sister there. Like that's why like they're grading you.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Even like at that time I also found like one halal restaurant at that time and the owner was like shocked. "Oh my God, there's a lot of hijabi. Where are you from?" And they was like excited about it. And I was like, "Oh, we've come from Indonesia." "Oh my God, you need to order this again in my restaurant. I will give you some free drinks and the others." And yeah, he did actually. So he gave us like five drinks and then like some chicken while we are waiting for the order. So it's kind of interesting actually because they
Wow.
help us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of like will we bring a different perspective, right? It's like new thing,
Yeah.
right? Because like
Mm-hmm.
people would thinking like, oh, what Paris? Like, wow, it's this is kind of scary. Like when you go there as a hijabers, but it's actually turns out it's okay, it's fine. Like as long as we're not doing something wrong, right? So and then
Mm-hmm.
of course you should be represented like the good hijabers, right? Like good behave, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow, it's really interesting, especially you pray in the park, like at that time. Like, why do you choose in the park? Like, how is that? How is that experience the first time?
Yeah, because we don't have any place to pray again. So
Wow.
we just pray in the park. Yeah. Since I also went to Paris with one of my lecturer, and we usually call her as Ustada because she's good in, yeah, in our religion. So she also taught us about how to pray in public. So we pray actually by sitting in the chair.
Oh,
Yeah, I also just know that when I went to Paris. Oh, so this is how we pray actually. So we don't have to pray like stand up and catch people's attention. We can pray with by sit down, like just like that.
okay. Wow. So with your
Mhm.
friends, like together, or
Oh no, we do it. Well, we usually we like have its own shift. So when I pray, my friend will like look around because pickpocket is everywhere. But about the pickpocket one, it's literally everywhere, and you need to be aware of that
oh,
because pickpocket is everywhere. So we need to like take cover on each other because we need to be aware of pickpocket is literally everywhere.
wow. Okay, that's really interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Then, you mentioned as well that at a time how many people were they? Like with your friends? Like,
Oh, I see. So we went to Paris for 30 people actually, including the lecturer. Yeah, including so there are four lecturer and 26 of us went there because
oh,
it's our campus program, not the ministry program.
oh, it's not ministry, but it's your campus program.
Yeah, it's my campus program.
Oh, okay. So it's not like based on or under the government, but it's under your
Nope.
university. Oh,
No, Uin Malang only. So come to Uin Malang, everyone.
yeah, only in Malang. But what I know, like, I thought at first it was like ISMA program, right?
No,
'Cause, like,
it's not.
yeah, because what I know, like, you cannot join ISMA, right?
Yeah, yes, that's correct. And that's one of the biggest heartbreak I've ever known. And I enter Uin. No,
Yeah.
for real. Because ISMA is one of my biggest wish lists. But when I know like Uin cannot join ISMA, oh my God, that's the worst heartbreak ever. But yeah, here we are.
But you got another chance, even wow, right? You get another chance,
Yeah,
another door open for you. So not only
yeah,
is it right available, but you can find so many opportunities out there if you're really, really, really care and really passionate, want to reach your dream, right? And then you mentioned as
yes.
well that you had joined like one of the program, like teaching program, right, in Malaysia.
Mhm,
What is
mhm.
what is the program? Tell us more.
Okay, so for the Malaysia program itself, it's actually a non-government program because I joined it by myself through Semangat Indonesia ex-Youth ID program. And yeah, at that time I joined that because there's one of my friend who already joined that and he said that it is such an amazing program and you need to try it, especially because I'm in an education major. So he said that I think it will suit you, Alfie. And then I was like, but can I join it? Because like registration is the registration is not that hard, but I mean like the other fellow who also registers, oh my God, that's insane. There are like 200 or 300 people who wants to join that program. So it's a lot. That's a lot actually. And at that time, I kind of afraid because we have this fully funded, partial funded, and self-funded. And then I just joined that kind of thing and then I finally passed, but as a partial funded awardee. So I asked my parents about it and my mom said, well, I think it's okay. I think you need to join it because, like do it or regret it. It's like, okay, but yeah, at that time, alhamdulillah, I also get the other fun from my campus. So my campus really supported as well, and then my faculty especially said that, yeah, I think you need to join that. So yeah, I got the other. So since it's partial, so half half, and the half of the fun is supported by my campus. So I went there free.
Wow.
Buy free. Yeah. And for the Paris too, actually, Miss Ira, because in my campus we have like three kind of awardee. The first one is fully, the second one is partial, and we also have self. And alhamdulillah again, I got the fully funded one. So I like zero expense when I went to Paris.
And no budget at
Yeah,
all.
except yeah, no budget. But well, except maybe I want to buy like some chocolate for my family and the others. Yeah, I use my own money. But like for eating, for living, cost living, and etc., it's literally free, no budget at all.
Okay, so it's you got it sponsored by your campus, your local.
Campus, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's really amazing. I mean, how supportive your campus, like oh, in Malang. Wow, everyone, you should join in Malang. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is, it is.
Yeah. Okay, great. This is really interesting. Just the conversation getting more interesting with Alvi. And I also noticed, like, because I've doing some like kind of like research about you, like, because you've captured everything on your social media, like you did really amazing personal branding about yourself. So I've got so many information about you, but I just want to know about the story behind. First of all, one of the thing that I want to ask about the campus ambassador, because you're one of the student as well, right? Campus ambassador or
Yeah,
duta campus, right? Tell us
yeah.
what is that?
Well, campus ambassador basically is someone. Well, in Duta, yeah, in ambassador things, we have this three value that we need to have. So it is 3B. We call it as 3B. It's beauty, brain, and behavior. But in my campus, since we're Muslim and Muslimah, so we have five value in it. So we have beauty, brain, behavior, brave, and belief. So that's the difference. So uh all like a good ambassador, like in every kind of ambassador, actually need to have this 3B because 3B will represent you as a good one like that. Yeah, we have that kind of principle in Duta or in ambassador. And the reason why I joined campus ambassador because I want to upgrade myself. Well, maybe my friend always described me as a visionaire, as a visionaire person because yeah, when they say I'm an ambitious person, I am. Why not? It's good for me. It's good for myself, so why not? So I joined Campus Ambassador because I want to upgrade myself and I want to prove it to myself that I can actually do it. At that time, I'm not like this. Like I'm not that beautiful. I wear glasses. I cannot even put on some contact lens in my eyes. And then I cannot do makeup. Like for real, I cannot do makeup. Like just like maybe some powder and some lipstick and that's all. I cannot put any kind of like lashes, mascara, eyeliner. I never touched that before. But somehow when I joined this campus ambassador, it changed my whole personal things and it becomes super better than before. Even like my friends like kind of like compliment me for that because yeah, I changed, but in a better form, you know? Because sometimes well back then I always upgrade myself but inside. I never like literally upgrade myself outside. I mean like my appearance, the makeup and the others, but after I joined campus ambassador, somehow I kind of realized that it is actually important to beautiful inside and outside. Like even though you were smart, this is what I learned from becoming a campus ambassador because one of my colleagues said that, well, somehow from these 3B, the most important thing is actually beauty, not brain or behavior. Why? Because the first thing that people look at when they look at you, when they first know you, is your appearance. They will never know about your behavior. They will never know about your brain before they met you. But beauty is good. As long as you are neat, you are clean, and you have like a proper face, I mean like proper appearance to, like branding yourself, then that's how good you are like that. So at that time I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I need to be like beautiful inside and outside. Beauty inside is not enough. Beauty outside is not enough. So you have to have this boot of beauty. So that's why.
It's like learn makeup, like how to put makeup on, right? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
people like that. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Mm.
Actually, one of the thing, like one of the impression of people, like yeah, our look, right? It's not about how beautiful you are, or it's not about your skin, but it's about how confident you are as well, right? When you present yourself
Yeah.
in front of
Hmm.
people, right? But to be confident, you should be clean, you should be neat in front of people, right? Because that's
Yeah.
our, using like proper, what is it? Proper clothes. I think that's one of the thing. That's one of the thing like people would see us, right, as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I also noticed that you've joined so many competition, right? Like public speaking competition and new anchors, or like speech competition. Like how this experience helped you to grow, and what is the most important lesson you've learned so far by joining this everything on your campus?
Okay, actually, about the competition itself, I don't think I need to mention my campus again, but I will mention my high school because I'm in love with speech since I was in junior high school. Yeah, well, I've been joining like a lot of speech competition and I'm in love with it. And I don't think I could get into this major without my speech competition experience because I fell in love when I went to English club actually. So I'm an English club student for like 5 years. And
Wow.
then through that English club, I've become like the delegation from my school to join those speech competition. And then when I went to university, I want to join it again because I just want to. I just want to join it. I want to experience this kind of thing again. It's on my wish list. And in fact, if I win like a national competition, I will get like the reward from my campus. So I will receive like a scholarship kind of scholarship, but it's only like you will grant it for like in a year. So if you have like a good achievement at that year, you will get the reward from your campus like that. So my motivation to join it is to gain the reward, and I got it. I also got it. And yeah, the experience is also good. And I think since I joined speech, I can speak English better because I used to speak when I want to join speech competition. And I think speech competition is just not about talking in front of people, but it's also about the content. And that's my advantage every time I speech because I always think a lot about what I want to say in front of people. So I tend to pay attention to what I am saying instead of my pronunciation and etc. Yeah. I think that one. So yeah, I kind of like used to write about this content, and I think I become more critical in thinking because I need to update like what is happening in this world like that.
That's really incredible. Wow. Okay, you've shared so many things today, Alfie. And the last question before we wrap it up, the whole thing, because like I think of course people would like to have the same like achievement like yours, but in a different ways. So do you have any advice or tips for those who want to join like students exchange program? Any advice for them?
Yeah. The first thing that my friend always said to me when I also want them to join the same program, they always say that they are afraid. Either they are afraid of me or they are afraid of those things that will happen like ahead. Well, I always say to them that my motto is do it or regret it. And it's real. I think it is better that you lose rather than you regret because you don't actually doing it. I mean, YOLO, man. You only live once. I mean, what will happen, da? What will happen? So just do it. Just do it or regret it. And yeah, especially don't never forget to say it to yourself. I always say this to myself in front of the mirror every time I want to do something. I always say like, you did great, you are doing great, and you will always. So just do it now or regret it later. And that's just how it begins.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, so that's really powerful. I mean, Miss Alfie just mentioned Do it or regret it, everyone. So take a note that on this today's podcast. And I think last but not least, Alfie, before we close everything, I want you to please like say anything or any few words for the listener today.
Just don't be afraid to try anything because um if it scares you, it means it will be something that makes you better than before, because if it scares you, then it will upgrade you somehow. So never afraid of change, because people change, everything's change, and that's okay. So once again, do it or regret it later. And yeah, never blame yourself too. So you need to be proud of yourself because you know that you did great, you are doing great, and you will, as always. So that's all.
All right, wow. Thank you very much, Alfie, for coming today for this podcast. And it's really incredible. And that's all for today's episode of Irandom Talks. And a huge fan again, huge thank you again for Alfie. Thank you for sharing her amazing experience with us. And I hope everyone will be enjoying this episode today and learn something new for today's episode. So don't forget to follow for more episodes. Until then, keep exploring, stay curious, and keep improving. See you soon, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.